Okay, so it is about, I don't know, 9 o'clock or so on Saturday, the 27th of June, and I'm heading out to anti-immigrant abuse, Save the Families rally at Dilley, Texas. And for those of you who may not remember, I moved here to Texas about 5 years ago. I moved down here right after COVID was over and the traveling was safer and we had the vaccines, and I moved down here so that I could be closer to my parents and spend some time with them as they grow older and our kids were adults and pursuing their own lives. So, now's the time to move. So, came down here to Texas, and I'll tell you what, in Illinois, I thought I knew corruption, right? In Illinois, I thought I knew, backhanded deals, and you scratch my back, I scratch yours, and, we've put a couple governors away for corruption, so I thought, what's a little corruption? Holy cow, it's crazy here. Now, that doesn't mean all the people here are crazy. No, I have met lovely people. I've got colleagues that I'm working with at a school where I teach, adult ed, and where I work with, GED students and ESL students, and I help them find future paths towards stability and their goals. It's lovely. I love this job. I love my colleagues. I love my house and my neighbors. I've found a fantastic church family who is, open and affirming and has a heart for serving the needy. It's wonderful. This is a great place to live. It's beautiful. The sunshine is amazing. The soil's a little rocky, I gotta say. It's hard to grow stuff here. But all in all, the music scene is fantastic. We've got, Austin, we've got Houston, we've got Dallas-Fort Worth, we've got a really thriving music and art scene here in San Antonio. It's fantastic. If you want, art museums and events and stuff like that, it's just great. It's a wonderful, wonderful state. But I tell you what, the corruption is crazy, and the amount of I'm gonna blame you for all of my problems. There's a lot of that here in Texas. There's a lot of stigmatizing and a lot of blaming the person that doesn't look like you for whatever problem is going on. And of course, I understand. That's human nature. We do that. That's tribalism. But here it's locked into policy, and it's locked into the laws and the procedures and the processes and who gets funding and who gets access to healthcare and who gets access to education. We just approved vouchers, and we're watching the public schools just not get funded, and it's a mess. So anyway, all that to say, here I am in Texas, and this morning I realized that in classic ADHD style, I had forgotten that today was the 27th. For some reason, I was thinking it was a week earlier. But no, today is the 27th, and today is a rally at the end of a summer family's pilgrimage. I have not been able to attend because historically I work on Saturdays, so I wasn't really paying close attention. So I don't know all the details about the pilgrimage. I don't know all the details about the rally. I'm not in charge. I'm not an organizer. I'm not even a pay-attentioner. But I realized that today was the 27th, and that this rally was happening at 10 o'clock. And I thought, heck, I have gas, I have time, I have plenty of pink-skinned white privilege, and I have a passionate anger at the way people are being treated in these facilities. And I have a fear, a deep fear that we will just ignore it and it will become normalized. And this is the way we treat people who we don't want here. And friends, when I lived in Germany as an army kid, we visited one of the political prisoner, not a concentration camp, I don't remember what they're called. The political prisoner camps aren't called the same. It wasn't a death camp, but it was like maybe a concentration camp where they put all the people. Maybe that's the right word. We went to Dachau, and I walked on the gravel paths. I walked in those buildings. I stood there and looked out across the memorial. Now, this was in the 70s, so I don't know what they look like now. But back in the 70s, I walked through there and I looked at the photographs that they had from when the people had been rescued. And I thought to myself, in my youthful arrogance, I thought, how could anybody let this happen? How did the people in Germany let this happen? And of course, in my youthful understanding of the situation, I thought it was only in Germany. I've learned later that there were these camps all over the place, all over Europe. I didn't know that. I thought they were only in Germany. Turns out they outsourced a lot of them. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Anyway, so I don't want to be too cutesy about this because this is going to be an hour and a half ride out there, and I've got all these thoughts, and I just thought, well, I'll just make a quick video to share what I'm thinking and sort of think out loud for myself. So you guys get to be my what is it called when someone with ADHD needs someone with them to get their tasks done and to think clearly. I can't remember. Anyway, that's what you guys are for me right now. I can't remember what it's called. Shadowing is not the right word. Anyway, someone somewhere will know, and you guys can tell me, because I can't remember right now. But I remember standing in, I gotta pass this truck, hold on a minute. I remember standing in that place and just blaming the German people. I remember standing there and thinking, how could you let this happen? How could you support this? And of course the answer was many of them didn't know that that's what was happening. Or many of them heard horrible whispers and couldn't believe it themselves, and so they didn't believe it, right? Like, no, there's no way anybody would do that. Well, friends, I know that the ultimate dirty fighting technique is to start blaming, comparing everything to Nazi Germany, right? I understand that.
Save 12 minutes via South FM 2790 West.
I should probably save 12 minutes by taking this exit. But honestly, if the shoe fits. So here we are, we have concentration camps. And here we are, we're taking people and we're separating families and we're refusing to give them due process and we're abusing them and refusing to give them good, healthy food. And I don't even remember what all the other horrible things are because I'm so upset I can't think straight. So I need to calm down so that I can be a calm, intentional body that brings my energy and brings the Holy Spirit with me and brings eyes to see and to witness and a mouth to speak the truth. I need to bring those things with me to this event because it can't just be something that we only hear about later. Damn it, it can't be something that we only hear about later. And it can't be something that we just choose to not believe, or we choose to ignore, or we choose to in a self-protection type way to be aghast when we hear about it on the news, and then to put it out of our minds as we go on with our day. I mean, of course we have to do some of that, because we have to go to work, and we have to be rational human beings with our coworkers, and we have to be creative problem solvers in our home lives, and in our work lives, and in our communities, and in our political lives. But I am determined to establish a tabernacle. I'm determined to establish a plot of land, to set aside a plot of land, to set aside some energy to give this matter some attention. Even as I said those words, it reminds me of his stupid "thank you for your attention to this matter." Like, just by using those words, you can make something official. All right, anyway, so I'm determined to set, it's like I'm budgeting. Do you remember those envelope systems? I think it was Franklin Financial Planning. I can't remember. You set up the envelope system, and everybody's taking this exit. That's a good idea. I should take this exit. Yeah, we're all being routed over. Oh, dude, they're going over the barrier. Glad I saw this. Anyway, I feel like I'm taking a little bit of my monthly energy, and I'm tucking it into that envelope, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna save this money for using it to buy this thing, using it just in case. It's like my safe money. And I think I need to earmark this. I'm going to write on the front of the envelope, this is, advocacy. This is serving others. This is the energy that I've got all sorts of people coming in front of me trying to get into this exit lane. Well, it's a good thing I left a lot of space. That big truck behind me is going to be like, hey, how dare you be nice to those people? No, that's not fair. The trucker may be thinking, wow, I'm really glad to see someone being nice. Anyway, so today I am pulling out that envelope, and I looked at the calendar. I was like, oh no, it's the 27th. I didn't think it was the 27th already. And I'm gonna go down here to Dilley, and I'm gonna stand, and I'm gonna sing, and I'm gonna pray, and I'm gonna observe, and gonna try to take some pictures. And I'm gonna turn around here actually. Thank goodness for a two-way road instead of just a one-way road. Yay! I just feel like we can't just pretend this isn't happening. And I can't eat gravel every day. I can't go sit in front of the Dilley facility every day. Dude, there's a truck going through the grass. Well done. If I had a big vehicle, I'd probably do that too. I do not, but if I did, I would probably do that too. I remember Glenn Freed had a big truck, and I was like, that's a great truck. Love that truck. Glenn Freed, if you're listening to this, which you probably aren't, you need to know that I had truck envy, and that I really loved your big truck. Anyway, I think that's it for now. Thanks for listening. Bye, guys.